welcome to Mommy. In this video, I'm talking about discipline. Discipline is a word that originates from the Latin word called disciplina, which literally means to teach. So if discipline means to teach, a disciple is someone who learns. I'm talking to you about some effective and mindful ways in which we can instill discipline in our children. I'm empowering you with two magic words, connection and redirection. I have discussed connection and its effect on a child's brain in detail in my blog, the link to which I have attached here within the description box below. However, in this video, I'm listing and explaining some ways in which a parent can connect with the child and redirect the child's behavior. Stay tuned. Curiosity is the cornerstone of discipline. Instead of assuming and theorizing, think of why your child may be behaving in the way he or she is. Ask yourself a few questions. Why did my child do that? What is he or she wanting here? Is she or he asking for something or trying to discover something? What is he or she communicating? Avoid asking, "How could you do this?" You have to be careful with this curiosity. If you end up asking your child of 2 years, "Why did you do this?" you may be treated to silence or more misbehavior. Their brain isn't wired enough to make them aware of their own goals and motivations. So the curiosity must be in your mind. It must be addressed more to yourself than to your child. Children respond better if they are engaged in a playful and pleasant exchange. This makes cooperation easy. Nonverbal communication can convey much more comfort than words. You may put your arm around your child, hug the child, rub his or her back, or hold his or her hand. A loving touch has the power to quickly diffuse a heated situation. A nurturing touch can help release good hormones like oxytocin, and stress hormones like cortisol are decreased. To communicate that you are not a threat to your child, assuming this posture can often help. Your body language and words can convey empathy and help restore calm. By validating your child's experience, you may be saying, "I get you, I see what you're feeling, and I acknowledge it. If I were in your shoes and at your age, I might feel the same way." Validating does not mean reducing or minimizing the child's feeling. Saying, "What's the big deal about that?" or "That's not something to cry about," can make children feel that they are not allowed to express their emotions. While an emotion may seem ridiculous to you, it is very real for your child. Talking and lecturing often compound the problem. Your child may already understand that things haven't gone his or her way. Try not to interpret what a child says literally and don't take it personally. If your child says, "I don't love you," it's not because he or she doesn't love you, but it is probably because of what he or she may be experiencing. Listen to the feelings behind the words. By naming an emotion or making sense of a non-verbal feeling, you can communicate to your child that you have understood him or her. Saying, "I hear you, no wonder that makes you mad," or "I would have felt exactly the same way," makes your child feel felt. The child realizes that you are not only feeling his or her emotion, but are also paying attention to the state of mind. Redirection is all about engaging the upstairs brain or the thinking brain in the decision-making process.
It is about teaching a child that his or her actions can impact someone, and it is about teaching a child to decipher between what is wrong and right for the future. We usually redirect when we do not approve of our child's behavior. It is prudent to establish a strong connection between the child and the parent before a parent begins to redirect. It may not always be possible to redirect, and the child might require more time to calm down. If the child is unwilling to cooperate, redirection must be postponed for an appropriate time in the future.
Ask yourself a simple question. Is my child ready to listen, learn, or understand? You need to create a calm, alert, and receptive state of mind where learning takes place. That is the moment your child is ready to learn. If you are not in a calm and collected state of mind, wait to have a conversation. Being consistent means letting our kids know our philosophy of discipline so that they know what to expect from us and are well aware of what we expect from them. Being rigid means having unswerving rules and being inflexible as the child grows. An example of being consistent with rules is not allowing your child to run in a parking lot or on the road. But being rigid, on the other hand, may mean not letting your child read one extra story at bedtime or indulge in an ice cream or a cookie once in a while. Under normal circumstances, we would always want to maintain consistency of rules and expectations. But at times, we can be flexible given the context of the situation and still teach the lessons we wish to teach our children. By simply describing your child's actions, you may want to give your child an opportunity to develop insight. Saying something like, "Your toys are still on the mat," or "I see that the light in the washroom is on," is enough to prompt a child who knows the rules into action. For a younger child, you may want to assist a little bit by saying, "Your toys are still on the mat. I can help you put them away." Avoid saying, "Put your toys away," or "Go brush your teeth." Describing what we see puts the onus of how to respond to what is being said on the child, thus exercising his or her upstairs or thinking brain. Saying, "Sure, how about we do it tomorrow?" or "Yes, you may have ice cream, but after lunch," lets you empathize with your child's emotions and delay gratification at the same time. This is skill building for a lifetime.
There was an experiment conducted in the 1960s and 70s called as the Stanford Marshmallow Experiment. A similar video is doing the rounds these days on the internet, which is based on this experiment. In this experiment, the researcher invited a group of young children into a room and made them sit at a table where he placed some marshmallows right before their eyes. Then he instructed them and explained to them that he was going to leave the room for a few minutes, and if the child resisted the temptation of eating that marshmallow, at the end of the experiment, he or she would get 2. The whole purpose of this experiment was to promote self-control and delay instant gratification in children. The results were hilarious and cute at the same time, because some children covered their eyes, some covered their mouths, and some actually looked for the researcher to ascertain whether he was genuinely gone or not. In this experiment, they also proved that if these children were allowed to experiment with certain strategies or mindsight tools, they became better at managing their emotions. Usually, when we teach children to experience emotions as well as become observers of these emotions at the same time, they learn to manage these feelings and emotions better in the future. I always tend to ask my daughter, how hungry are you? Would you like one small yogurt cup, a medium yogurt cup, or a large yogurt cup? These mindsight tools are very important for a child to understand his or her own emotions and respond accordingly. In this particular experiment, though, an interesting fact is that the mindsight tool that was used was that the children were made to believe these marshmallows was not for real. In fact, they were pictures. I am very curious as to how they would have achieved that. So, what happens if you mess up? So, what happens if you lose your cool and say something in front of your child that you're not supposed to? Remember that it does not make you a bad parent, it only makes you human. It is important to repair the hurt. By apologizing and admitting your mistake, a reconnection can certainly be established at any time. If you now think that discipline is not really a scary word, give me a thumbs up and please share this video with your family and friends. If you like the content I present, please subscribe to my channel and stay connected. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next week.